What's going on, YouTube? Good morning. Y'all, I'm still waking up. Yeah. But happy Monday to you. If you're a father, happy Father's Day to you, or belated Father's Day to you yet again. We're going to get right into it. And this video is going to be called Try to Stop Gossiping. Try to stop gossiping. So what brought about this was, I don't know what has happened, but it just seems like, and I'm not going to say which job, but at one of my jobs, it seems like there's just been like an outbreak of people telling people's business. Now, granted, at any job you go to, you're going to deal with people. This is just human nature. I think people gossip for a lot of reasons, but I think one of the big reasons is just because people find it entertaining. Even on the internet, that's what clickbait, that's what all these reels and Instagram, like, not all of them, but so much of social media is based off of what? Gossip, being in other people's business, and it's entertainment. People get paid from doing that. So yeah, but as of now, in real life, again, it just seems like that has skyrocketed to a different level. Because like I said, gossip has always, that's just part of having a job and working with people. But it's increased. And what brought this about was something happened yesterday. And out of nowhere, two people, one of them came up and was just like, oh, hey, yeah, I saw you at so-and-so, and yeah, like, how you doing, and ABCD123. But at the end of the conversation, they tried to throw something in there, like, oh, I saw so-and-so. I didn't hear the name. They didn't say the name. I didn't ask the name because it's not my business to know who it was. But they just subtly threw that in there at the end, like, so-and-so, and yeah, and they got in trouble. And I was just like, okay. And then somebody else was just like, wait, who, what y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to leave that where it is. I don't need to know who you're talking about. I just hope it works out for the best. And later on in the day, same thing. Somebody busted out, well, apparently so-and-so did so-and-so to so-and-so. And it's just, I had to like double back and make sure I heard correctly because it was just so out of the blue. I was just like, what, huh? And they repeated it. They repeated it again. And I was just, I didn't harp on it. I just left it alone to my remembrance. I was just like, oh. And so, I don't know. I don't know what has happened. I really don't. And you know, the crazy thing is, some of these people be dudes. This increase that I'm talking about, some of these folks are men. But I've come to realize that men gossip just as much as women. It's just titled different stuff. All that locker room talk, like, yeah, man, did you get so-and-so? Yeah, man, I got her. And all that, hey, so you going to third base tonight, bruh? Like, that ain't nothing but gossip. It's just titled different stuff, and it's deemed more acceptable in society's eyes coming from dudes because, you know, the depiction for women is so-and-so. But dudes be doing the same thing. They be doing the same stuff. Folks want the tea. They want the juice. And, you know, I'm like this. First of all, if you talking to somebody else, if you're talking about somebody else to me, I know that means you're going to talk about me, flat out. But then the second thing is, what is the benefit of telling me that? Why are you telling me that something happened to so-and-so? Why are you telling me that so-and-so got in trouble? What is the point in telling me when it's not? But why? Why? So, but the third thing, I'll add this in there, is that God is very specific. He doesn't like busybodies. He doesn't like gossip. He is very clear about that in the word. Because it's just that, like, not because, but it is just that it's mess. It don't do nothing but cause mess and have you look at people a certain way. But even just like, I'm like this, because you don't have to entertain when people try to spread stuff to you. I usually just try to shut it down by being like, oh, well, I hope that's just rumor. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, I hope that's not true or whatever. But it's getting to a point now to where I think I'm just going to have to start being just very direct. You know what I'm saying? When people try to bring that stuff to me, I just got to be like, I don't want to hear that. Or I don't want to talk about that. And just shutting it down more directly. Because you know how you try to be nice? You try to deflect certain things that people say. Or you try to shut stuff down in the conversation in a polite way. Maybe I just should stop trying to be so polite. Because, the nicer you are, the more people will try to be, well, no, like, just listen, like, it's just real quick. Like, no. But if you straight up with folk like, hey, I don't do that, they look different. So I'm titling this, Try to Stay Away from Gossip, because I know anybody can slip into it. I'll just say it like that. So I don't want to put myself on a pedestal like, I'm above, like, oh, I could never do that. No, I'm aware. And it's so easy to just slip into it, because you could be like how I was yesterday, like either be so flabbergasted, like you can't believe what they're saying, you want to hear them correctly, or you can just be so caught off guard and you don't really know how to react. Or like I said, people just tell you without even asking you. We was literally just sitting there and somebody just busted out, so apparently so-and-so got so-and-so in trouble. And I'm just like, why did you say that? What was the point in telling me that? So, but yeah, we have to guard ourselves. We really do. And do our best to not slip into that mess, because that's what it is. It's straight up messy mess. So I love you guys. We are parked at the job right now. Happy Monday to y'all. Woo, my eyes still got a little bit of sleep droop in it, but hey, we here. So if you're somebody like me who you appreciate your job, but you know that there's more to life than just working a 9-to-5 to pay bills and die, feel free to shoot me an email, and if it makes sense, I will direct you to the people who are showing me how to build an asset to build something else for myself. So, all right. I will love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Subscribe, like, and comment respectfully, and take care.